promised I'm going to do a 20-minute session with you today. So some of you aren't necessarily going to have an hour or so to allocate over the summer period to do some work, and so this is going to be your let's get back strong, core strong, engage those glutes kind of exercise that you can run through whenever it's most convenient during your day. And we're going to start this on standing, and then we're going to start in a roll down, coming onto all fours, okay? I'm going to start at the end of my mat and think about being really rectangular in my torso. So I've got nice long legs, I'm not locking into the back of my knees. I'm going to keep the length in the side of my waist and width in my collarbones. I'm going to breathe in here. On my out breath, I'm going to bring my chin towards my chest and start this roll down. And I want you to take a little bit of time here. So although this is a shorter session for you to do, so that you can fit in at the most convenient time, that doesn't mean you rush through any of the exercises. We still want them to serve the purpose we're doing them for. Hang down at the bottom wherever your personal limit is. Check that the weight is towards the front part of the foot, stretching through the back of those legs. I'm going to breathe in here, and on my out breath I'm going to bend the knees, make sure they're tracking over the toes, keep my pelvis nice and low as I reset through that spine. This is all about mobilising the spine. But the rest of the exercise aren't going to be properly executed if we've got a really stiff spine. So this is really worthwhile doing. I'm coming down again now, rolling down through that spine. Nice breath in at the bottom. As you breathe out, bend the knees, stack that spine back up, and you can take a little bit of extra time if you want on areas that feel particularly stiff and need that extra stretch. Nice. Now, nice breath in here. We roll down for the third and final time. My chin goes down, shoulders start to go, then my breastbone rolling down through each rib. Try and be conscious of the fact that we're trying to go bone by bone by bone, using the support of those abdominals as you roll down. Now I'm going to take a nice long breath at the bottom, and on my out breath I'm going to bend the knees, and I'm going to walk my hands out into a plank. So my hands now are underneath my shoulders, my heels are pressing back, and I'm keeping my bottom nice and low. Make sure your head isn't hanging down, but lengthening through the crown of the head. Now we're going to bend the knees. I'm going to push with my hands and bring myself into this hover crouch-like position here. Then I'm going to push long and forward again. Hold the plank. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push back. Down. Heels reaching and sit bones reaching towards the feet, and lengthen. Hold that plank. Make sure those shoulders aren't coming up round by my ears, and I press back again, lengthening through the armpit, and then press. Nice and long here, 2 more, and we go back. Knowing you can take a rest at any time, and push. Last one, and crouch back, and press forward. And we hold it here. I'm going to tap with my knees. I'm going to drop my knee down towards the mat, tap, and then send it back. And then tap. I'm trying to do this with a really still pelvis. So I have to create an element of release at the hip to tap my knee, but I'm not keeping my pelvis wonky side to side. It's got to stay nice and still. Tap. Pushing the floor away, keeping the back of the head reaching towards the ceiling, and tap. Tap. 3 more. Here we go. Tap. And tap. Last one. And tap. Then I'm going to take a nice slow press to the floor. Down we go. And then you go push back. Pull the toes together, widen the knees, and take a nice stretch here. Nice breath. Well done. And then draw yourself forward. We're coming tummy down. We're going to come into a diamond press here. So I'm going to make a diamond with my hands. Let's come into focus here. So a diamond with my thumbs and my forefingers. And I'm going to place that on the mat and keep my elbows nice and wide. Forehead is going to go into the diamond. And my legs are sitting nice and long. Shoulders are down. I'm going to breathe in and shrug my shoulders up. As I breathe out, shoulders go down, and I'm pushing then into the floor, raising the crown of my head, using my arm, lifting that tummy, and lengthening down. Always about lengthening the spine. Big breath in, and breathe out. Pushing down into the ground, lengthening back up. Slowly come back down. Nice breath in. And out. Push those shoulders down. Ground. Using that tummy button to support the lower spine. So that sensation of an ice cube being under your belly button. Lifting, lengthening, and slowly come down. We come do one more just like this. Breathe in, shrug up. Breathe out, shrug down. Press and lengthen. You can stay doing this, or you can add in a leg lift. So as I come down, I'm going to take my nice big breath in here, shrug my shoulders up. Then I'm going to shrug down. As I then press into the floor, I'm going to lengthen my leg. It's not about how high it comes, but how long I can reach from the crown of my head to the tip of that toe. And then slowly come down. Big breath in, shrug up. Shrug down. When you can't shrug down anymore, lengthen through the crown of the head, tip of the toe. Make sure you've got a level pelvis. I can feel both of my front hip bones into the mat. Big breath in and out. I'm lengthening, not collapsing. Push, lengthen, push, push. And down. We've got two more here. Breathe in, shrug up. Breathe out, shrug down. Lengthen to lift. I'm being stretched like a long piece of chewing gum. I'm thinking long, long, long. And down. This is the last one here. Breathing in. And breathing out. And push into the floor. Lengthen to lift. And slowly come down. Place your head down. Bring your arms down by your side and just turn your head for a little bit of a neck stretch. Allow the shoulder heads to roll in. Steady that breath, and then turn your head the other way to equal out that neck stretch. Good. Arm into that level position. You're going to use the hands underneath your shoulders, use your tummy, use your toes to lift yourself up into hands and knees. We're going to come and sit on our sides for a little bit of hips. So I'm going to come into this position here. Now, there are multiple sitting positions you can use here. I'm going to go for an elbow being underneath my shoulder with my hand directly forward, palm down. If you feel that this is too much for your body, you can come into a full laying down position here. I'm going to be up on my elbow here. That's going to create more of a challenge for me because I need to keep my waist nice and lifted. And if any of you have got, you can use a cushion, one of the inflatable overballs. You can pop that underneath your ribs here just to gauge whether you're collapsing into the ribs or you're able to maintain this nice core length and spinal length here. I'm going to bring my knees and my feet together, and I'm going to look behind me and see if I can get my soles of my feet to be in line with my bottom. That's optimum, really. Now I'm going to place my hand here on top of my hip, keeping those knees together. And now I'm going to keep my feet together and open up that top leg. Now I've got to be really careful here that I don't allow the top of my hip to open and collapse back. So both hips stay stacked and facing forward as I prise that knee open, keeping my heels together. And bring it back in. And push. And close. And push. And close. When you're at the top, I want you to imagine my hand is behind your knee here and you're having to push into the knee. You're going to feel that around the back of the hip here. Push and close. Good. You can keep doing this version, or you can keep your knees down and feet up. And then we're going to open here. Open and close. Quite hard. And open and close. Keep lifted in those ribs. Open and close. and open. Good. Find that push back. Find this clown-like position. Good. And 2. And 1. Adding on from there if you can bear it. We're going to open the leg, extend here. Bring the feet back together. Close the knees. Knees. Foot. Foot. Knees. Keep lifted in the ribs as you go. Make sure you don't collapse. Down. Yes, there's a burn now. Keep breathing. Keep going. Last 2. Knee. Foot. Foot. Knee. Last 1. Knee. Foot. Foot. Knee. Bring the feet down. Take yourself into a little moment of laying down here. Oh, have a stretch. Have a settle. And then we're going to go on to the other side. You're swapping yourself over. And again, always just checking in with which side feels perhaps more achievable than the other, just for your own understanding of how your body is working. So I've got my elbow directly under my shoulder, hand down. So this is acting like scaffolding here. And I'm going to keep this waist nice and lifted. Knees together, feet together, soles of the feet in line with your tailbone. Hand on hip, we're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, we're keeping the heels together. Nice, push back here, push. And you can feel that bottom, that hip, squeezing like a nutcracker behind you. And open. Good. And open. You're keeping your chest forward, shoulders nice and wide, and length in the torso. And we're keeping this space underneath the armpits so we're not collapsing here. Last 2 here, and then you can continue with that, or you can come with me and we're going to keep our knees down, lift our feet, and then open and close. We want some backward resistance. So there's some real squeeze going on there, and it's a back squeeze, 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 and down, and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Yes. So we've got to make sure that we go back before we're coming forward. So it's not a case of just hitting the back and bringing the leg forward again. We've got to find that squeeze at the top. Last one here. Then we're going to go. Open the knee, extend the leg. Bring the foot in, close the knee. And knee. Foot. Foot. Knee. Really important that you keep still in this trunk. So I'm not rocking back and putting stress on that shoulder. Last 2, keep breathing. Here we go, last 1, and knee, foot, foot, knee, legs down, and take a little rest here. Oh, that should have a nice little glowing number around the sides of your hips. We're going to come and do some abdominals now. You might want to find something to prop your head up. I've got a yoga block here, but you're welcome to use anything. You don't have to use anything. What's important to remember though, that some people's posture will pull them into this place here and encourage curves in our spine that we will not have our optimum position to control our abdominals. So I like to use a block sometimes so I can keep my ribs down and to soften this curve at the back here. So I'm going to place my feet in a parallel position, hands down by my side, coming into chest lifts, making sure that tailbone is nice and long. I'm going to breathe in. On my out breath, shoulders down, chin down, and a nice little squeeze here. And then slowly come down. Big breath in. And as you breathe out, chin down, reach for those heels. Keep the tailbone reaching down, 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 down towards my heels. So it's not curling up underneath me as that chest comes up. Breathing in and breathing out. That enables me to feel some abdominals lower down here, as well as the upper abdominals. Squeeze. Good. And down. Breathing in. Breathing out. Good. And down. 2 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Squeeze. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. There's always that reach. I'm never trying to just hit a position, but move through space. Keep squeezing, keep squeezing. Lovely. Next one, we're going to extend the leg as we come up. So I'm going to reach, I'm going to squeeze, I'm going to extend my leg. I'm now reaching to my toes. And slowly come down, breathing in. Breathing out, other leg now, pushing down through the opposite leg. So whichever leg is grounded is really connected to the floor. Breathing in, breathing out, extend. And down. If you want some extra inner thigh connection here, you can place a cushion or something in between your knees. You might have an overball that you can use, and that's going to have a slight squeeze into the inner thighs. You can place that around the knees as you do this exercise. Last two here. And squeeze, reach, reach, reach. We're keeping the chin down to take any extra pressure off the neck, and out. Good. We're going to come into our 100s, everyone's favourite. We're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, we raise the chest. Keep the tailbone long. I'm going to pump these arms. Now, I'm going to add in some extra legs in a moment that you don't have to do. You can stay in this grounded position here. I'm keeping the shoulders strong, trying to reduce any wiggle. Nice. I'm breathing in for 5 of these counts. And breathing out for 5. Breathing in for 5. And out for 5. Legs, if you want them, single leg to a tabletop position. Keep that chest drawing towards the thighs, but tailbone down. Then you're going to place that foot down and try the other leg, pushing into the floor with the grounded foot. And keep going, keep breathing, keep reaching. Second leg comes up. We're now in a double tabletop position. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're really close to the end. I'm going to take out my right leg here. Extend, extend, extend. Draw it back in. Left leg goes out. I continue to reach. You're doing so well. Coming into the final 10. Take both legs out. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees in, chest down, have a hug. Ooh, that was a bit of a burner. Well done. Well done if you added legs. Well done for finding your level as well. So you might not have done all the different legs, but you know that they're available to you if you're continuing to build up that abdominal endurance. Well done. I'm going to come into a bridge series now, so I'm going to remove any blocks behind my head. I'm going to make sure I've got that parallel position, and I'm going to bring my heels nice and close to my bottom. Be aware, if I've mentioned in class before, if you've got very flexible knees, where your knees end up really coming too close and we're overstretching the knees. So they need to be close for hamstring activation, but not so close I'm doubling back on that joint. So I'm going to take my hands palm side up to the ceiling, rotating from the top of my arm so my shoulders are down. I'm going to breathe in here. On my out breath, we're going to plank bridge. So move in one piece, push into the floor, and plank bridge up to the ceiling. Here I've got my knee, hip, rib, shoulder connection. Breathing in, and then on my out breath, coming back down. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, we push. Squeeze, keeping the ribs down, pubic bone up, and slowly come down, finding that hip hinge. Breathe in, and then breathe out, push. Keep the hips open, knees driving forward, and come down. Breathe in, breathe out, push. Lovely. Use the width in those collarbones, and then come down. 2 more here, and push. And down. Last one. And push. Hold it here. We're now going to do 10 marching legs. I'm going to make sure I'm trying to keep this pelvis high but level. So I push into my ground leg as I raise my other leg and slowly place it down. Push to pull. And down. That's 2. And 3. Really control the leg down. I'm not plonking the leg down. It's controlled all the time. Controlled through abdominals, controlled through shoulders. Nice. And push. Halfway through now. And push. Really working that bottom to keep the leg up. Nice. And push. Final 3. Here we go. And 3. And 2. And 1. And then come down. Nice. Bring the hands down to the side. We're going to work into an articulated bridge to come to our finish. So I'm just going to shuffle a little bit further down my mat so you can see where my arms go here. So now I've done my hinge bridge, I'm going to move that spine. So very similar to how we started with our roll downs. So I'm going to breathe in here. On my out breath, scoop that bottom, slowly peel up. Send those knees forward, pushing into both feet, holding it here. Breathing in and taking the arms overhead, so I'm opening up armpits and hips now. Breathe in. As you breathe out, arms are going to come down. Breathing in here. As you breathe out, we're going to soften and peel through. All the way down to your tailbone. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push through the feet. Curl the tailbone. Lengthen that spine. Breathing in, sweep the hands up and over. Breathe out. Arms down. Breathing in. And then breathing out slowly. Softening all the way. Last one here. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push and peel. All the way up. Level, level, level. Keeping the big toes down. Sweeping the arms up and over. And back down. Breathing in. As you breathe out. Slowly lower. Settle at the bottom. Pull in your knees. Take a little rock. You can go side to side, forward and backwards. You can go round in circles. You can do all 3. I quite like doing all 3. Opposite direction. Good. And then pull those knees in, have a little squeeze, and then bring yourself up to sitting. And that's you done for your 20-minute session today. Take care. Bye-bye.